Another crazy dream last night. The Muslims had put Barack Obama back into power after the natural disaster had happened. Something had happened to Washington, D.C. that it was not there, and the Muslims took over.
You don't remember we were talking about it right last night when you woke up?
No, I don't remember us talking about it. I remember the dream this morning. A few years ago, whenever Barack was in office, God had told me that the White House was a beacon of light without living water. I've mentioned in other videos that about this. I knew for 2 years that I had to give the president a message. I tried to give it to Barack. It didn't go through. When Trump come into office, I just decided to be patient and wait on God. And God told me that it was time to give Trump the message. Now, we could assume, because of that phrase, that Trump was the Antichrist. But I specifically remember whenever Barack was in office that the Spirit come on me and told me that Barack was the Antichrist. Okay, it might very well be that the White House being a beacon of light without living water. If you don't have living water from heaven, the fountain of life, which means you don't have the Spirit, then therefore you're not of God. With Trump denying God, then therefore he puts himself in the running. But this dream last night that whenever the tsunami hit, and look, before the Spirit of God was in my dreams, thick, and gave the importance feeling. But this dream last night, there was not an importance to it. The Spirit of God was there, but it's not anything that was intimate. It was shallow, it was truth. But I'm assuming that it was something that I should not worry about because I won't be here because of the tsunami. So I just wanted to share that with everybody that the Muslims had rose, and God said that there was going to be 3.5 years of bloodshed on American soil because of a misunderstanding. And the religion was going to be the misunderstanding, and Jesus is going to be the reason for the misunderstanding. So we're going to have Muslims that's going to fight Christians, Christians that are going to fight Muslims, and it's all going to be because of a misunderstanding. And according to what God has set for his judgment, America will split in half by the Mississippi River becoming a new sea. Okay. Once that happened, martial law will kick in. I don't know who's going to kick in martial law because this dream that I had last night, Washington, D.C. was now off the map. So the president, the Congress, the government, it's going to be shattered. It's going to be in absolute ruins here in America. It's going to be chaos. Everything is pretty much going to shut down, and the Muslims are going to rise. God's been telling me this. I'm pretty sure God's got somebody telling them this, because when God sets something, he always works his ways. He is the controller of hearts. He presses those to do good. He also presses those against the others, just like he did Israel with the Palestinians. They went in and claimed the promised land. It was given to them for following God, okay, for keeping him holy. And the Palestinians was not doing so, so he had them wiped out. God did say that the Christian men was about to fight for their lives like Jesus did not. So I could see the wrath of God coming from the Muslims on them. The thing is, you have to call for peace before you kill if you want to be forgiven from God. God said that you must call peace. And then if either side did not want to have peace, then you had the right by God to protect yourself by removing them. So, to anybody who sees this, that is going to live through this tsunami and see the war, God said that your only protection in this war was to wear white. That's all for the dream tonight. I've been having them more recent. God's been giving more clear revelations of everything He's been telling me in the past 4 years. It's like He's connecting the dots. So we'll see what happened. I'm just being patient and waiting on the summertime to find out if God was literal or if it was spiritual.